Hello, and welcome to the Department of Nursing's SBIRT Integration Plan and Resources. We are so excited to be welcoming many new faculty this year, and also just to remind our current faculty about our SBIRT integration plan. If you're not familiar with SBIRT, it stands for Screening, Brief Intervention, and Referral to Treatment, and it is a harm reduction method of engaging with people in all kinds of health situations that's evidence-based to show a reduction in use of substances. So we are really proud that our department has integrated SBIRT across our curriculum. In health assessment junior summer year, students are completing module 1 of a um, college-wide training program in SBIRT. And so this is where they first learn about the assessment tools, very appropriate in our health assessment course. And these questions and tools of SBIRT have often been integrated into health systems, into EPIC systems, and into the work processes in across many hospitals and facilities. But our junior year students first get information about this harm reduction method of assessment. In addition to that, then in their spring semester in mental health and community, they enroll in an interprofessional workshop that involves students from across the College of Beaver Health Sciences to engage more deeply with motivational interviewing skills and the use of the tools and practice with these. So that is very appropriate in our curriculum, in the mental health community curriculum. And that is where they practice, again, their motivational interviewing skills. So then that same semester in their adult health clinical, they complete the proficiency checklist, which is actually performing this skill that they've practiced now across 2 semesters to the clinical coursework, and they complete an observation. So they will observe a peer doing that, and then 2 of those and a reflective journal as part of their clinical coursework. And this completes then their training where they will receive a certificate in SBIRT. So it's good to reflect on your own personal experience with substance use disorders. We all, because of how prevalent this is in our society, have likely had exposure to friends and family members who have struggled with substance use. I think this is important to reflect on for a moment because it helps us in a time when we have a lot of competing objectives and goals for our students to not forget the impact that SBIRT can have personally and among those that we know and love. And then we have professional experiences caring for people with substance use disorders and the impacts that that has on them physically, emotionally, and socially. And so those also, when we think about those key moments in our professional careers when that is intersected with this topic, there is not a single practice area that is not affected. I almost said infected, affected by substance use disorders. And so this is very important to integrate across our curriculum because it impacts every age, stage, and disease process that I can think of. But it's good for you to think about why the topic matters to you and why it matters to students, so that we can implement this effectively and grow our skills as both faculty and students in these assessments. So the clinical coordinator will help you with any questions or concerns you might have about how you access these materials for your course, how you integrate them. I'm also available to do that as the coordinator of SBIRT um, programs. This is Dana Brackney doing this in case I didn't mention that. So students complete that first Module 1 in their assessment course. Then they attend an online workshop, which this equals about 6 hours of material. They do 4 hours independently and 2 hours in the workshop. And then they will use the proficiency checklist in their clinical setting as part of that adult health. And then as they continue their practice and complete their SBIRT, they receive that certificate. That doesn't mean that this should end their junior year. I hope that they continue to practice their skills throughout their senior year, and that's why we're sharing this with all faculty, so you're aware of how this is across our curriculum. Faculty can learn more whether you're a App State faculty member or whether you're a clinical adjunct faculty member. You can go to As You Learn Global to access SBIRT Module 2. There's videos and materials there. The key for that is SBIRT 2025, no spaces and in lowercase. But please reach out to me at brackneyde@appstate.edu if you're having any trouble accessing those materials. It's important also to role play with students and give them feedback, encouragement, and incentive to use SBIRT. And that incentive can be just thinking about those they know who've been impacted by substance use disorders. Encourage them to use it as much as possible. The motivational interviewing skills that they're learning are applicable to any kind of health behavior change that students might be promoting it in their clinical setting. So this is a very important form of patient education because it's very person-centered. It's not imparting your grand knowledge, but it's listening to the person to help them find their own motivation and reasons for change. And so this is very consistent with our caring objectives in both our graduate and undergraduate programs. So finally, this is an email. And one of the things I want to let you know about the As You Learn Global site is that to log into it, you need a Gmail email. So our App State emails are all Gmail. Other universities also use Gmail, and so those emails also work. But if not, you need to create a Gmail account to access As You Learn Global. Now, the wild thing is you don't use the university login there. Instead, you click on the Google login and sign in with your credentials from there. And so that first opening screen is often where people face a barrier into entering the site. So I've bolded that issue. And then the other thing is finding the site itself. So you go to As You Learn Global, and there'll be a course to view, and you can self-enroll into this course with the enrollment key SBIRT 2025. Now, if you run into any trouble, please contact me. Don't struggle with this. Don't keep trying to make something work if it's not going easy for you. You're not alone. If it was a simple process, we wouldn't have to send out a 7-point email with videos and instructions on how to do it. I wish it were easier. So I just wanted to encourage you. And again, I thank you for incorporating SBIRT across our curriculum because I believe the skills that students learn in both administering screenings effectively across both children and adults, and also in use of motivational interviewing as a tech communication process that really regards and is person-centered. I think these are really wonderful skills that our graduates can engage in, and you are all excellent role models of this. And for that, I thank you.